Hello, everyone. This is Ben Dunn, your AP Sensei, founder of Antarctic Press, a comic book company founded in 1985, coming up to its 40th anniversary in 2025. We are having a AP birthday bash March 15th right here in San Antonio. I will be posting links to details if you want to attend. If you are a creator who have worked with us in the past, we would love to have you there. And if you are a fan of Antarctic Press, we hope to see you there. We're going to have lots of free giveaways, free comics, and all sorts of good stuff, and get to meet some AP creators. So, I haven't been posting a lot lately because, quite frankly, there's just not a lot to say, to be honest. And, I don't want to get into the weeds of all this drama that's going on in the comic industry about this, that, and the other, and the politics. That's just not my style. I just don't like to. I try to avoid trying to do controversies if I can, because it just seems to lead to ill feelings and all sorts of stuff. And I'd rather take that energy and focus it on creating new comics. Which brings me to today's subject. Today's subject is what I call constant demand. Now, what is that? Say, Ben, what is constant demand? What are you talking about? Well, it sort of should be kind of self-evident. When you're a business, if you want to stay in business, you have to continually create demand for your product. One of the things that I think was one of the key elements in keeping Antarctic Press afloat and successful, at least successful in terms of staying in business, is that we created what I term constant demand. Now, in order to create constant demand, you have to put out a product that people will want to buy. They don't always buy. The thing about comics is that every comic is different. They're like snowflakes. Everyone is different. So we have to constantly put out material in order to see what the buying public will gravitate toward. Sometimes we have a hit with a comic, and we rejoice in that because that keeps us in business for another month. The thing about it is that we are a creator-owned company, so if we have a big hit on our hands from another creator, then we are beholden to that creator to continue to put out product. If they don't put out product, then it's almost as if it didn't exist. The thing about it is that the reason that books like Gold Digger, Ninja High School, or have had such long runs is that we keep putting out new issues, and that's really the key to success of any publisher, is to keep putting out new issues and new material. Now, that may not always be the case. In terms of Marvel and DC, they own nearly 100 years worth of material. So they don't have to produce any new product if they don't want to. They can just go back from the beginning and start reprinting that stuff again. Whether it would sell or not doesn't matter, because the cost of producing it would be so low that it wouldn't really matter to them that much, to be honest. They could stop right now, not produce a single new comic, and they'd still have 100 years of material to go through, because they own it. See, that's the big difference. Publishers, especially indie publishers, are beholden to either the IPs they create for themselves, or they rely on other creators to provide material for them to publish. Because if they don't have the raw materials to publish comics, then they don't have a comic. And if they don't have a comic, they can't put out a product. If they can't put out long. Now, the thing about it is that we as creators need to constantly put out material in order for us to maintain any type of cash flow. And that's really what it comes down to, is the cash flow. You may do very well initially with a new product, but if you cannot maintain a constant flow of material, then sooner or later that your expenses is going to eat into your income, into your profits. One of the things I have to applaud some creators, especially like the Rippaverse, is that they are doing what a publisher should be doing. They should be putting out product on time. Whether or not the material is of sufficient of quality, that is up to the buyer to determine. As long as there are people out there who feel like they're satisfied with the product, they will constantly buy it. And that's the thing, is that a lot of publishers need to understand, especially new publishers and new creators have to understand that the balance between putting out material that people will buy and maintaining a constant flow of material for people to buy. So you have to definitely look at the long term of your creation in order to see if it has the potential to maintain a solid base. Now, of course, there are exceptions to the rule. There are some comics that stand the test of time. There are constant perennial sellers. And that's fine if you can come up with something that will fit into that category. Now, that is very rare, to be honest. In comics, it's one of those things where people are constantly on the lookout for something new and different in order to maintain basically their habit or their fix of new comics. And that's just what comics, are supposed to be intended to do. Is you're supposed to capture a reading audience that will be sufficient enough to maintain your business model. So anyway, that's just a little bit of advice from me as far as trying to find some success in the publishing world. And you can take it for what it is. It's just my experience, and I hope that you'll take something away from it. Until next time, this has been Dunn signing off.